everything should be up and running? Yes. Okay, everything is functional. Nothing has exploded. Cool. So, where we left off last time... Oh boy, did we leave off in an interesting position. So, where we had left off in the previous session, we had a lovely impromptu decision that's definitely not going to backfire on me at any given point. And the party had started making their way into Tempiel and had made it into Midgar, and with a little bit of planning between them all, had figured out a good way of getting up onto the city's plate, where we left off with the party splitting off, with the last thing happening during the session being Alec and Penton leaving the little hideaway to go and locate where Alice had gone off to, in hot pursuit of the two missing group members. Now, since that point, nobody has heard from them on either side. So, we're gonna jump straight back into the group that is still up in the cubby, in that little cubby hole hideaway with Roy. So that consists of Orion, Kay... Oh, pardon me, I'm so sorry. Orion, Kay, Aurolus, Norlan, Luna, Meraxus, Uzok, and Throck. Now, Luna, you immediately notice that Kay has a very noticeable frown on her face, as though she is contemplating something in depth.
Luna's gonna go over to Kay and says, hey, you've got quite the thoughtful look on your face. There's something the matter.
Kay takes a moment to ponder her words before she replies, well, yeah, kind of. See, I don't remember whether you've ever met Gelda, but we had... I'll short form it for you just in case you haven't. We had one of the Summoner Bloodline members with us in the guild a little while ago who left to go and find his other family members that are still out there. His mother died from Magitech poisoning. I'm assuming... has your brain caught onto the same thing mine did, or would you like me to elaborate further?
Magitech poisoning can only be gotten here.
Yes, because taking Magitech off the island causes it to deactivate because it's too far away, and even when it is taken off, it has a limited lifespan. But it's nowhere near strong enough to give long-term Magitech poisoning to somebody. So, in theory, she had to have been here at some point in her lifetime, be that with or without Gelda. And he's never mentioned having been here, so something doesn't check out, if you understand what I mean.
Was he the one that said that his mother had Magitech poisoning?
She nods, and takes a moment to essentially re-explain all of the details to Luna. So, this is gonna sound really metagamey, but roughly to the same extent of, like, bits of information that Milo would have had. At least from, like, Kay's POV.
Yeah.
So, Kay takes about 5 minutes to inform you of all of this information. And then she comes... Oh, sorry.
You want to try and find out where they lived?
Kay nods. Well, yeah, that would be a very important thing to find out. But there's a problem with that. It means that we would have to split off from everybody else to go find out. Now, I think Roy, when I was talking with Atma before we left for our big plan, that's why I probably look a little bit more tired, he mentioned that they keep an information cache of all of the people that have been born and raised, and also any marriages or important information relating to the study of Magitech. So be that anybody who's been stricken with magitech poisoning, you know, that whole thing.
Mm.
So if she caught it while she was here, then it would make sense where this has suddenly appeared from. Because it doesn't make sense to me any other way. But I don't know whether you would be okay with, well, dropping out of this little crow's nest sort of thing and finding that information cache.
Sure.
So, Kay gives you a second to just make sure you're all prepared before she informs Orion, Aurelus, Norlan, Raxus, Yuzok, and Throck that the two of you are separating off to go and find some important to find some potentially important information regarding, you know, the business business and building layout of the Tempiel Corporation, and basically just try and find any details you physically can to give you the heads up, or I guess the leg up, as the phrase goes. And with this, there's a general murmur amongst them about, you know, stay safe, whatever, refreshing you of the backup rendezvous point in case it's necessary for them to have to escape where they are currently. And the two of you split off. So in the meantime, whilst that is occurring, Kenton and Alec, you eventually end up making your way to roughly the same area that Alice did. And you find a purple-haired young man sticking his head out the window, looking down the street. You don't see his eyes, but his hairstyle looks very reminiscent of Leon's. Maybe this is one of the two people that Alice gave chase to, but there is currently no sign of Alice within the near vicinity. Perhaps she just wandered off on her own, got lost, God knows. But she is not currently within view. So maybe she's inside the building. Who knows?
She is inside the building.
Would you like to go in and investigate?
Yes.
Okay, so the two of you head into the building. And we're immediately going to flip back to Kay and Luna.
Okay.
So, in the time that's passed, we'll say it's been about half an hour or so. You have entered a rather elegant-looking office building that reaches towards the sky, and this looks like a very important location. And in bold neon letters, kind of like wrapped around the like canopy that covers the top of the building's entrance, is the information depot, and what looks like some sort of weird letter in a circle. So you enter, and Kay goes up to the lady at the desk. And after a few moments, she comes back with a rather beaming smile on her face. Well, that was a bit easier than planned, but they've given us about half an hour to go through any important records that we can find relating to Tempiel Corp's recent transactions, as we are. And she tugs at her a rather fancy-looking dress. We are some nobles that are helping out with their transaction to buy an airship, a Magitech airship. I thought I'd let you hang back because you looked like you were going to explode when we saw you come through with Alice last time.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not the best at persuasion or such.
She
Don't
smiles.
try to get me to dance, please.
I'll
Ever.
keep that in mind. And she has this key card that she's been given by the receptionist and scans it through, following down a route of hallways leading you as you go. And you find a rather interesting looking doorway, which is what appears to be some sort of highly classified information room that the key card works on. She looks back at you. Well, I think we may have found our room.
That's good. Well, it's inside.
In we go. And so you enter the room, and between the two of you, I'd like you both to make investigation checks. I'm gonna roll hers. Ooh, it's not too bad a roll.
Okay.
So what'd you roll?
At least it was. I rolled a 17 total. At least it wasn't a 1.
True. So so as you and Kay are going through, you're finding a lot of like reports on like lots of transactions for weapons, repairs to the plate, areas where they've been quote unquote forced to seal off sections of, you know, Midgar slums access to the surface. Basically, it's a whole lot of legislative crap. But you hear Kay, who rolled a fucking... I'm trying to do maths, but I can't. Brain cells, please. You know what? When in doubt. Yeah, it was 38. 19 plus 2. So she rolls a 38, and you hear her go, "Aha! I think I found something!" And she waves you over. And it's in a drawer. It's in a drawer with a label on the top of it, which is cases of Magitech poisoning. And within this list, there is a name that seems rather interesting. A Juliana Solma.
Juliana Soma. Does it say where she lived, or is it just a name?
See, that's the interesting part. As Kay opens this folder and takes a couple of the medical records out to have a look at like her affliction of Magitech poisoning, and hands you the rest to have a look through. Just because she's going through all the really dull, uninteresting like medical records that are several layers of unnecessarily complex wording, like corporate company speak that just doesn't make sense.
No.
Like that. She is just flicking through that and reading through it. So as you're taking a look through, you notice, like, I'm assuming the first thing you're looking for is an address, right?
Yeah.
The address you find is for the Tempiel Corporation building itself, for the presidential suite.
What the hell?
And not only that, but it mentions in the paperwork there are some personal entries from the company president himself, which mention things along the line of blood. There are Kay pops her head around the corner to mention there's a whole list of like blood transfusions on that list as well as deeds for changing her last name, not to that of the company presidents, but to from Juliana Solstice to Juliana Solma, which is a bit odd, alongside the list of blood transfusions that Kay is currently trying to decipher. But the main thing that gets to you when you spot it is the fact that she's described as a summoner with a Rama avatar. But from what Kay had explained to you, the avatar that Gelda's mother had was a mist dragon. And there's a lot of red flags going off.
Wait, Kay, you said Gelda's mother's summon was a mist dragon, right?
Yeah, I don't think that this is, no. She turns a bit of paper around to you and places it on the table that you're both kind of looming over. And on this list of blood transfusions, it mentions these small crystals that have had to be siphoned of blood from an unknown donor. And it appears to be a large quantity of blood over the period of about 9 months.
9 months?
With the final blood transfusion being marked as... the last one on the list being marked as the final one, as the donor was considered deceased as of the final donation. Kay looks horrified as she looks at Luna, looks at the papers, and then looks at Luna again. Holy shit. There has to be a photo in here, right? And so she starts rifling through the papers again, and she finds a photo that almost perfectly matches the description that Kay gave you of Gelda's mother while she was still alive.
Oh my god.
And Kay is looking horrified at this point, because you're aware that if a bloodline member shares their blood, it can result in the person they've donated to potentially becoming a bloodline member. And as Kay pulls out she's pulling through all this paperwork, she finds who the original donor was. The name of which is Guinevere Solmer, mother of 2.
Oh shit.
Who has 2 registered children. One, who is listed as Axton, the other named Ollie, or Ollivander, for full. And under the personal notes that are written, seemingly appear to be written by Juliana, it has several days' worth of diary entries describing it as she is siphoning the blood from this pregnant woman over a period of time, in hopes of allowing her own child to be one of these Solmers, to give them a good life. And Kay looks a little bit sickened, as there's only there's still more paperwork describing the whole process that was gone through. But within that, there is a transcript of an audio recording. Now, I won't do the voice acting for the whole lot because it's going to kill my throat, because I can't flip-flop between male and female voices. But the transcripts read roughly as Juliana talking to the company president. And you learn a few things from this. That A, Juliana herself was a mistress or concubine to the president. First off. Second off, that Juliana herself was having an affair with her lover at the time, and the name of the lover. Serial Bleaksand. And as of the point where this conversation is occurring,
No.
Juliana herself is several months pregnant. And she is describing that she is taking the time to basically explain to her lover that the baby has been the recipient of all the transfusions instead of Juliana herself, at least to some degree. There's been a distribution of these donations, and within that, there is mention that this affair that is happening is that Juliana is cheating on Serial with the company president, and there is the two of them appear to be start having some sort of argument partway through the transcripts, followed by a garbled mess of letters and scribbling. Clearly, where the recording has cut to some sort of static, there are sounds of a struggle, and then the next file of notes underneath is describing placing this Rama avatar into a magicite machine to basically convert said avatar into a piece of magicite that has recently been stolen. Which gives you the understanding that the magicite that Roy has liberated was not, in fact, part of one of Quetzalcoatl's previous lives, but the Rama avatar of Juliana Solmer. And that's where the records end.
Oh no.
Kay looks absolutely speechless. She's just staring at these bits of paper, open-mouthed. Oh my god. What the fuck? So that means that
Gerald is Serial's kid?
But that can't be the case, because the president would have been the one that helped her conceive, right? And Serial's a woman, I think. Unless she's not? Oh, I don't know, this is confusing. And Kay rubs her temples.
Wasn't... you know when Luna had that conversation with Nolan, did he bring up any details about Serial's appearance? Or if he even mentioned that he was going after Serial to begin with?
Nothing in particular about her appearance, but he had only really mentioned about the feud/rivalry between the two of them.
Maybe we can ask Nolan, since he probably knows more about Serial, since they fought quite a bit.
Kate frowns. The thing is, though, to be able to do that, we would either have to bring him here, or we'd have to take these out. So we could try and smuggle the files out, but I don't think that would end well.
No. Yeah, it's not going to be easy to also just go out and just come back, I guess.
She takes a moment. I mean, this is where, if we brought Alec with us, this would have really helped. Because I'm sure he probably could have done something about it, or done something with it. And she frowns for a moment. Okay, call me crazy, but I might have an idea.
That idea is?
We could get these out of here, but we would have to be very meticulous about it. And she starts pondering the various things that she could do in this scenario. This is a problem. I'm not quite sure what's the right idea here, but we can't just leave this information here. This is massive.
Only there was like a spell that could copy things.
There it is. Unfortunately, I think
Fuck.
Alec is the one that has it. I think. Let me check. Does Alec have Ammonusis? He doesn't.
Okay, that makes me feel a bit better.
Valid.
Otherwise, I'd be crying right now.
So, the situation that is presented to you, you can either leave these here and hope you have a strong enough recollection of this information on your way back. You can attempt to sneak out these, or you can attempt to go basically try and get your way back in here again. Those are the main big three options you've got to hand right now.
Oh man, it would be really handy if someone writes this down. Ignore Discord. I promise I wasn't typing the entire time.
It's fine. I've been looking.
I've been crying. I have butchered the spelling of Guinevere, I'm quite sure. Anyway.
It's fine. That's probably how I would have ended up spelling it.
I think we should leave and try to retain as much of the information as possible, at least the important parts. So the fact that Juliana wasn't always Solma, but rather Solstice, had a Rama avatar that was turned into Magicite, had to receive blood transfusions, was pregnant, was having an affair, was the mistress of the president, was the lover of Seriali.
Kay is nodding. Well, I'll try my best, but just to be safe, I'm gonna put everything back. And
Bit my tongue, fuck.
Rip. She is going to. No, I shouldn't do this. She's gonna take a moment and basically memorize the ID number of the card she's been given. As you do notice that on your way towards the exit of the room, that there is a PIN code. So if you are lucky enough to get back in here at night, you may or may not be able to just enter the room without the need of the key card. So I'm presuming you're on your way out.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you are on your way out of the building, you see a large number of soldiers sprinting their way down the street, the same way that you came from, with various firearms prepped and ready, and shouting between them of them potentially having discovered one of the resistance group's hideouts.
That's not good. Maybe we should. I think rather than trying to head towards the danger, I mean, we can, but maybe we should head to the backup.
Kay has a frown on her face for a moment.
Do we have any way of being able to get a message to them quickly?
Kay has a slightly awkward smile on her face. Well, I do have one method, but it's not exactly,
At all?
It means that we would have to run quite quickly.
Uh-oh.
And the two of you make your way towards a back alley where she finds a reflective piece of stone. Okay, are you ready to run?
Well, yeah.
And what she is going to do, she is going to cast Torchlight on this stone. That's now shedding a 20-foot radius of light. And she is going to roll a dex check. 24. So you watch as this short lady basically turns this pebble into a massive glowing stone and throws it skyward. And it shimmers in the air like almost like a flare.
Uh-oh.
And she turns around and tells you to start booking it, following along with you. Can I ask how fast your dash speed is?
35.
Okay, so you end up getting the lead on her quite quickly. And where is it? Brain cells, please. You literally had this lined up like 5 seconds ago. So
No.
you immediately hear shouting coming from behind you, as it appears that some of these soldiers have located your position. At least from a distance, they can see two somewhat suspicious figures sprinting off into the distance. And they start there are shouts, there are loud yells, and you start booking around corners. I'd like you to make me a navigate check, please.
Oh, you're doing me. Okay, so it's not as bad as I thought. Don't roll a 1, please. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's a 39.
Okay. So you start pulling ahead, like clearly not fucking around with this as you're getting chased down by armed soldiers. And Kay's starting to slowly lag behind, but she seems to be keeping up the same direction.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do we know... Well, actually, I'm being an idiot. We don't actually know what the backup place looks like, do we?
You have a rough idea of where it is direction-wise, but outside of that, not much else, no. So, as you're...
Probably wouldn't be a good idea to risk dimension dooring.
Probably not a good idea, no. This would also bring more attention to you.
Yup.
So, as you're sprinting, you notice a red dot following you across the ground, starting to pinpoint itself on your shoulder.
Uh-oh. Get out of his way.
So, it's not just one red dot, there are multiple that are focusing in on you. But another bright ball of light fires past you and hits one of these a soldier on the rooftops who was honing a sniper rifle barrel on your forehead. And you realize that Kay is trying to pick them off, basically throwing out her radiance spell to basically try and stop you getting shot in the fucking head. Best way I can describe it. So as you two are sprinting, you find a potential alley to hide down. You're making your way towards it. Luna, your AC. Can I just double check what that is?
It is currently 27.
Ooh, okay. So you hear a gun fire out.
Uh-oh, pardon me.
And... okay, yeah, that's fine. And a sniper rifle bullet rips through the air you hear this horrible whistling noise before something hits you in the shoulder. Now, fortunately enough, despite the fact you are polymorphed, you still have some degree of draconic resilience to, being stabbed. You take 19 points of piercing damage.
Owie.
And you continue, you manage to get to this hidden away alley. However, you've lost sight, for the moment, you have lost sight of Kay. As she is still, unfortunately, short enough that within the crowd it's hard to see her. But you can hear a few people sprinting it. Okay. And three more shots ring out before Kay manages to make it into the alleyway. She's been hit a couple times, and while she's fortunately enough not bleeding in any important places, she's definitely taken a few scratches, to say the least. The two of you, she basically drags you into one of these sewer areas, where pursuit proceeds to stop. And you are back to that you watch them run basically overhead. And all is quiet once more. Kay is panting. Just from, well, not the sheer exertion of it, but just, holy crap, that was terrifying.
That's gonna make things.
She is going to take a moment to cast Heal, which will top both of you off for. I have to do maths because I've reduced down the freaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, brain cells, please. So you're both healed for 18 HP.
All in all, that's how I'm feeling. Oh dear.
And then she is also going to take the opportunity to, where is it? Did I give it to her? To cast Regen on both of you. So, over the next few minutes, you should regain back about 80 points of health. So you should be back to full when regen dissipates. And she looks rather flustered. Well, that could have gone better.
Well, I hope we don't get into any more firefights.
Yeah, I mean, I had to expend a little bit of energy just to knock that one person off the roof because he had a proper shot trained on you.
Yeah.
They really do not mess around here, huh?
Nope. Well, shit.
Well, now I have no idea where we are. And, I think they may have noticed that some of the paperwork was, not completely up to scratch.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So as of this point, on the surface, unbeknownst to Lunannon K, there has been a further division of the group that was hidden in the hideaway area. Orion and Norlan ended up sticking with Roy and following him to the next rendezvous point. However, Uzok, Arolas, Meraxis, and Throck ended up splitting off and going to the rendezvous via a different route, as traveling in a group of 7 would draw in attention, meaning that there are now 5 different teams split across the entirety of Midgar. Now, we are going to zone over to Inton. So as you've gone in to investigate this building, one of the apartment rooms has an open door. It's not entirely open, but it's partly opened.
Okay.
As though somebody has entered and left the door slightly ajar. Bear with a second, I'm going to turn the light on. So your screen is very bright. There we go. A little bit more lighting. So currently, it is yourself and Alec. Keep in mind that this is an apartment building. This is somewhat reminiscent of a shared home that you might find in Rabbit Hobble, in some of the more dense areas.
I will creep inside.
And as the door opens somewhat, you are met face to face with a brown-eyed, red-haired male of roughly the same height as you.
Well, literally like face to face.
Yes.
Oh, hello, routine apartment inspection. Can we come in? Sure. Second one of these today, but why not?
Is this the actual inspection people, or... And the purple-haired young man that you saw leaning out the window earlier comes to the front door. Brown-eyed, not yellow-eyed. This is not Leon, and this is not Xanis. Oh, well, you look quite interesting. Come on in, come on in. If you're who I think you are, then, you might want to come in. I've just seen some people having a little run down the road.
Some people?
Do you want to get shot at, or do you want to get inside the
I've
building?
already gone in.
Yeah, you're like in the doorway.
Okay, go in then. I was under the impression I was already inside.
No, you were standing in the door. But so you're invited inside, and Alec seems somewhat hesitant. Also kind of follows along. And the door is shut and locked by the red-haired young man. The purple-haired young man turns around to you and starts speaking. So I'm Rick. That's Joe, the one that you nearly walked straight into. Somebody forgot to lock the door behind them.
You can't prove it was me.
You were literally the one that had the door open. Anyway, I'm presuming that the two of you are companions of lovely Alice, Xanis, and Leon, no? Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm on your side here.
Okay.
See, somebody tipped off your... I don't know which one of you did it, but they have recently had a report of false paperwork being used to allow a group of people inside or up onto the plate. I don't know. I presume it wasn't Alice or Xanis. They don't really seem like they have the craftsmanship for it. Maybe it was the guy who kind of looks like a short version of me. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, we sent them off to this. We sent them out of the apartment, and to this little this little riverside area. It's an artificial river, but to this little riverside area that me and Joe met at, there's this concrete pillbox that's been abandoned for ages now. They can hide away in. And we sent them there because that place is never checked, like ever.
Okay.
So I can tell you guys where they are, but it might be also advisable that one of you goes back to go and let your group know where they actually are. Here, I'll write it down on this paper for you so you can read it. And he writes it down in common on the paper and hands it over to you.
Okay. Thank you very much. I guess. Well, the dib's not going. Alec, you're going.
Alec looks mildly annoyed that he's been volunteered for a potentially dangerous endeavor.
You're going back to safety.
But then the idea of a royalist creeps into his brain and he goes, okay, fine. And so...
You wouldn't leave your uncle alone, would you? Come on, off you pop.
Anyway, so without much further, Alec ends up heading his way back towards the safety area, leaving you with Rick and Joe. Can I get you some tea?
Sure. Sorry, this is a bit of a weird experience.
What?
Quite expecting this.
Well, I mean,
You also look, from a distance, you look concerningly like our two friends. They're polymorph because they don't act, but they look like you. But
morphed. Oh, that's cool. Oh, right, yeah. I should probably explain that a lot of the things you're describing sound like they're out of a fantasy novel. But I would absolutely love to go and, well, I guess get out of Midgar and off of Tempeals. If you guys have enough time before you leave, maybe you could take me and Joe with you?
if we have enough time, I mean, you're probably, from the looks of things, you'll probably be put to fucking death if you're found out that you're helping us in the first place. It's probably best we get you out anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately. But, in the meantime, they've, and he picks up this remote and turns on this, interesting looking, like, white box thing that's attached to one of the walls near the ceiling. And it lets out this nice, cool breeze. So, you might be here for a few minutes. Just...
Okay.
There was a recent alert on, well, it popped up on any of my social medias, and we don't, would be on TV, but we don't own a TV. Actually, we own a TV, we don't own a license. Okay. Basically, it's a really sad thing where instead of people talking to each other face to face, they do it via technology.
Oh my god, it's a wonder anyone in this town gets any bitches.
Yeah, there's an app. There's an app for that.
There's a what?
It's not a good place. Lots of danger. Not the good kind.
I don't know. That sounds pretty convenient. So what the hell's an app?
Right, and Rick takes the time to basically explain short form what everything is. So basically, what I'd recommend is that you stay here for the moment, and then go for your friends, because you can hear this charge of boots outside the building, and then it fades away. And there you go. Simply put, I think they're trying to converge on one of your areas. Whether they've been successful or not is a different story, but, you know.
Let's hope they're all okay.
I'm sure they will be. So, So there is one thing I should mention. One of your little friends ended up staying behind, as it were. And out of one of the rooms pops Xanis.
Hey, little buddy, how you doing?
Oh my goodness. You have no idea. You have no idea how concerning it's been. Getting myself and Leon through was not an easy feat, by any means.
From what I'm seeing, you were stowaways?
Maybe. We stowed away, helping these guys out, as though we were their, servants.
Ah. Quite demeaning. Well, I nearly got one between the eyes at a checkpoint, so, you know.
Yeah, they do that. Speaking of, try not to agitate them too much. Because, well, they have guns. And that would end a life pretty quickly with a click of a trigger. Heh.
Are these like the same level of power as your dad's guns? Or your guns?
Xanet shakes his head. No, they're a little weaker, but we don't exactly have a reliable means of keeping ourselves healthy. So, probably
Well,
not the best idea
If
to
you
do
want to
that.
keep a low profile, you're in the right company.
Hmm?
I said, if you want to keep a low profile, we're in the right company.
Well, it felt a bit weird sending Alice and Leon off on their own, but, well, somebody had to let the responsible one go.
Hey, if a disguise worked, it'll work again.
Anyway, hopefully everything's fine.
One thing I suggest we do is we drop our disguises and we think of some new ones if we do go back out there, because if they know that some false documents are used, they'll probably know who they're looking for.
Wait, as in dropping the...
No.
Okay.
I can
wasn't
give
quite
us
sure.
other disguises. Illusionist man.
And this
Unless
is where,
they have automatically magic detecting stuff.
and this is where Rick pops up and starts speaking. I mean, I've been looking for an excuse to get rid of some of my old clothing anyway, so you guys can take it with you if you'd like. Might help you blend in a bit more.
I mean, that works too.
And so Rick and Joe start helping Xanis and Penton start outfitting.
There's a lot of animals on these clothes.
Hey, well, you're not entirely wrong, but just I've been getting information about what's outside of Tempeal via a very special dealer, and I'll just say I have a thing for animals. They're cute, they're fluffy, and the little prints they do are adorable. But mainly,
He's got you there.
Shut up.
You do think of it like paw painting when you were younger. All over the wall in the manor.
You don't get to say anything about that. Xanis just frowns. So, meanwhile, Alec, you have been sent off, now that you have arrived.
Hello.
You have been sent off to go and inform the rest of the group who are at the little hideaway that you've successfully located where Xanis, Leon, and Alice are. And Penton has, between you and Penton, you ended up being sent off, mainly under the premise that A, you know, Aurolus, B, Aurolus, and C, it's safe. But let's be real, it's mainly Aurolus.
So I was sent off. I was sent off on my own, or
You were sent off on your own.
okay.
So you are currently traveling back to the area. and you end up spotting a couple of people retreating, and you recognize that short white hair with the green tint, or like green lowlights.
Oh my god.
You also recognize the sound behind you of a squad of boots on the smooth stone pavement,
Okay,
which
I
immediately
will-
sets off fight or flight instinct. Are you fighting or
Stealth.
flying?
I am blending in.
So
Because I'm still a cleaner, aren't I?
yes, you are.
So I will blend in. I'll be going to my going to my next cleaning job.
And as you're doing so, you recognize that the retreating figures of Aurolus, Meraxus, Leon, not Leon, fucking Aurolus, Meraxus, Uzok, and Throk have left their outfits, and you are tripped over, and you feel the tip of a metal firearm pressed into your back. Where's your paperwork?
Hello.
Where's your paperwork?
DM, do I have my paperwork on me?
Yes.
Okay, I hand them my paperwork.
And they start looking through it,
Slowly.
and
So
immediately,
I'm not suspicious.
and as you hand it over, they look through it, and they recognize that you are not, in fact, that these documents are not legitimate.
Fools.
And so you are pinned to the ground. Where's the rest of your friends, huh?
Just for clarification, that little note was given to me, right?
What, where they are?
Little piece of paper.
Yes.
You gave
Did
it
you
to
not give it
Alec.
to Alec?
I didn't. I said I gave it to Alec.
Did you not give it to
I thought you
Alec?
did.
No, I told him to go back to
Wait.
everybody else. He's not going to the secret location.
Okay. Right. So,
Otherwise, I would have told him if he's caught to shove it in his mouth.
well, the rest of the squad moves along, and there is only 2 of these armed guards basically pinning you down and trying. And as they ask you again, where are your little friends? That sweet, familiar, honeyed voice rings out. Yeah, I am right here. And you watch as Aurolus pops out of a side alley next to you and basically knocks one of these guards unconscious with the hammer in his hand, freeing you off the ground.
Try and assist him in probably knocking the other one unconscious.
Yep. So, can you roll me a sleight of hand check, please?
I am so. Oh my god, I need my cheat. Fuck. I literally just turned my laptop on, went to Discord. I haven't looked at anything. I still have my applications open. Oh my god, I've got like 8 tabs to close. Hang on a second. Do you know what my sleight of hand plus is?
I
That will
can
probably be quicker.
find that for you whilst you're getting your stuff set up.
Sorry,
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
joined the call and like wrote down session 75 and like missed half the session LOL in my notes.
No, it's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. Your bonus to sleight of hand is
No,
26.
I've got the sheet up now. I think I have still have mop, so I'm gonna use that.
I believe so, yes.
Yep. Okie dokie. 56. No. 54.
So you manage to rather smoothly push yourself off of the ground, turn, uppercut the guy that had just shoved the bat, who was standing behind the other guy, so guard number 2. You end up uppercutting him, and as he starts falling over, you take the cuffs that were on his belt and basically cuff the guy so that he hits the floor and is now incapable of getting up as arms are cuffed behind him.
Oh, that was awesome. I thought I was dead. I was like, wow, that was quick.
Aurelus looks around a bit panicked. Right, we have to move. We have to move quick.
Oh shit, we just yeah.
The
Wait,
others
are
we
we
find.
hiding
Yes.
these guys? Okay.
And Aurelus grabs one of them and starts dragging them across the floor into the nearest
If
alleyway.
no one's around, I could banish them. No, that would only last a minute.
That would also potentially
No.
kill them. Because if they're
So
banished to another plane,
Win-win.
you could also damage the plane by sending them there with magic attack on that person.
I don't care about.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I won't do that because they might just come back and be like, "What the fuck? There's a magic guy who can send people to planes."
Show me another trick. Do it again.
So, Aurelus and Alec are now paired up. So, it's currently a mystery to you guys where Meraxus, Uzok, and Throp have gone to. But you are now split into 6 different groups. So, the sun begins to go down, and you can hear gunshots being fired into the night. The sun has set pretty quick, so it's gotten dark out, and these little lights have flicked on around you, almost as if they're like automatic. And as you guys like describing this for Penton and Xanis, who are currently still at Joe and Rix and can see the news bulletin. The same for Kay and Luna, who are hiding in an alley. For Alice and Leon, who are hiding away in that pillbox. And then for Alec and Aurelus, who have found another screen, there is a warning sign as what appears to be some sort of werewolf is currently rampaging in the area. And people have been advised to stay in their homes and not to leave unless absolutely necessary.
They got fucking werewolves here too.
And that's
Okay.
cue to turn
That
the
doesn't
phone
make-
up.
Okay.
Kay looks at Luna. Yeah?
Are there wolves on Tempule? Because I would have thought.
She shakes her head. No, there
Yeah.
shouldn't be one. Unless it's who I think it is, but that doesn't make sense, because why? And so...
we could always just assume that's code for whatever is that they're maybe just getting all of the civvies indoors so that us are outdoors.
So...
We're the werewolves, maybe.
She takes a moment to ponder, and as you are debating this, she frowns. However, on the rooftop above you, you see said werewolf.
Oh fuck.
And I'd like you to roll a perception check for me.
A percent. D20 plus 68. There's that number one I've been waiting for. But you know what that means? 69.
69 on a perception check. Nice.
Because I rolled a 1.
So you recognize, like, even though it should technically be a fail, I say technically. Anyway,
I mean, Yeah.
It's only rolls to hit that now, and that one's that. Never mind. Ignore me. I'm fucking dumb. So you recognize that there are some beaded necklaces wrapped around the neck of this werewolf, one of which has a singular tooth wrapped in rope, attached to the necklace in rope that's hanging off the neck of this thing as it looks down and seems to have a moment of recognition before you hear those approaching bootsteps once more, and the werewolf itself starts leaping across buildings to escape the area.
We should probably go. Also, I saw the werewolf. But we should leave.
Kay looks at Luna. No, really? I didn't see the werewolf. And she has the most flat, sarcastic expression on her face possible.
We should probably start moving. Those boots are getting closer.
For context, she rolled a 23 on perception. And so the two of you start making your way to the secondary rendezvous point, as is everybody else. And we tune in to Throck, who is currently with Meraxus, making their way over to said rendezvous point. Oh, come on, Throck. Let's get moving. Don't worry too much. What? What's up? What?
How can I not be worried? Liam want me to stay strong, so I'm gonna stay strong. Big and strong.
Now then, let me try something like this. And for a moment, Meraxus focuses and casts Greater Detect Magic, scanning an area around you, or around the two of them, and notices that there is a magical signature coming from one of the rooftops. And on the rooftop above you just so happens to be Nolan and Orion, who have doubled back to find you. Well then, lads, do you want a hand up?
Okay.
And so Nolan kicks down a bit of rope that he makes Orion hold before doing something that's a little silly. Where is it? And he is going to... He's going to cast Greater Status. So he will now be able to track the general condition and relative positions of himself, Meraxus.
Sorry, I've just been deafened by a Discord notification.
Well, then turn the Discord notifications off.
It's not a Discord notification. It's this.
Well, then mute it.
If I mute it.
You do this.
Only mute tab.
You right click and then you mute
okay,
the site.
Okay, yeah.
Congratulations.
It's still stupid, yeah.
So... me shuffling around teams. So Throck and Meraxus have joined up with Nolan and Orion. And so the groups end up stopping where they are, roughly, and having to wait for patrols to pass, but a few of you are now on the rooftops. And I'd like each team to roll me a navigation check, please. This is why I have it open.
Oh, my freaking headphones are making weird noises.
I just made the exact same navigation roll that I did last time. That's nice.
My headphones are like going da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Is it? It may be the connection. Try. Maybe try replugging them in.
Can you say something so I can tell if it's coming through?
Pardon me, I'm sorry.
Bloody hell! I mean, there you go. That works.
And I'm making the navigation check for the for the gate. Well, I can't. There are many gay teams.
There are.
What?
For the gay.
The gays. Navigate.
Navigate. A navigation check.
Can I
But
use my
Tush.
time? Can I use a time mode, or will that
Yep.
trigger like magic stuff?
You
I
are
can't
more than welcome to use anything you wish to contribute to this.
tell. Okie dokie. I think it's 3d4.
I believe
3d4,
so,
yeah.
yes. Just remember to keep track of your ability uses.
2. Yes, yes. Oh, it's not like I'm gonna run out. Of time. Yeah, I will.
Bet.
I have 20 per day.
Oh, right, yeah, they're per day, aren't they? I forget. They're not. Rest.
17, 19, 21, 24, plus navigate. 40.
40. Okay, 2 seconds. So 40 from you, Alec. Throck, you will need to roll your own as well.
Oh, rock.
What's the rolling? What's the
Navigate.
rolling?
Both Throck and Penton are rolling navigation checks. Basically, see whether you can remember the route to get to the rendezvous point.
Wait, I thought Penton was still at the
Yes.
house.
If you, we'll say an hour or two has passed since that point. It's basically whether you can remember the way to the rendezvous point or whether you've forgotten it. So, Luna, what did you make on your check?
39.
I don't imagine
39.
Throck's very good at navigation, if I had to be honest. Oh, wow, fucking hell. Oh yeah, of course, because of the...
Nomad.
And the one with the blood.
Yes.
Making him
Is
high level.
Rock good at navigation?
Yes, he is a nomad.
Oh wow. I
He-
thought it was like an int skill.
No, navigation
whiz?
is a wisdom skill. Because it's a
Oh.
it's a memory-based thing.
Oh, yeah.
Throck rolled 29.
Don't
Le-
question it. You can be really smart but not figure out how to apply a map to an area.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
Don't worry, I had to sit there and figure this one out myself. He shouldn't have any of his gear equipped if memory serves correctly. What's his roll?
It was 29.
29, and for Penton?
For Penton... I used... Oh, that's still on top sheet.
Oh no. It doesn't fill me with confidence that one of the rolls that I needed to do good is a single digit. Uh-oh.
Oopsie.
Oh, no.
Can I
You're
mog
gonna
it?
walk straight into the soldiers.
Can I mog it?
No. Since I only allowed Alex time mode because it's a bonus, it will be a bonus action. So
Yeah.
should have had Mog up beforehand. It good.
Why the fuck would I have mog up when I'm in a house?
Exactly. Why would you
Would
have
run
Mog
out while I'm
inside a
blinking.
house? It's not like you're
Also,
walking
you
around.
changed
with
the
a-
order of my spells. I'm trying to find the fucking one that gives me better navigation.
You could just control F the word navigate. Unless you're thinking of no direction,
Yeah, that's fine.
which will be at the bottom, because it's an out of combat spell. In your cantrip.
Right.
Fuck's sake,
Hell.
pardon me.
Right.
Good drink.
Can that help me at all here?
Well, you'd know which direction north is, so I guess I'll give you advantage on that. On
Yay.
that check.
Awesome. We'll just... 21, or... Yeah, I'm gonna take 21.
Okay. So, it's not- Okay, so for the sake of my sanity, Okay, so. Oh boy. Okay, so Nolan, Orion, Raxus, and Throk are successful in arriving at their destination. The same with Luna and Kay as they are rejoined to this group.
Oh my god.
So you are
I
rejoined. with them.
assume I'm also rejoining, or
Yep, so the two of you managed to rejoin with those groups as well.
excellent. I should probably open roll 20 just in case.
Probably a good idea.
And close all the papers I had open from my sharing.
Right, do numbers. Penton and Zanis. Penton, Zanis, Alice and Leon, and then the mystery that is Yuzok's location do not succeed. So currently, they have attempted to try and make their way back. However, no such luck. So, Team A, currently consisting of Alice and Leon, are out in the out in this hidden area of the city. Penton and Zanis are also somewhere in the city currently. Yuzok is nowhere to be seen. But Luna, Kay, Nolan, Orion, Raxus, Throk, Alexander, and Aurelus are all currently in the other hideout. So they are in what I'm going to call the safe space, quote unquote. And you have taken the time, well, you are now rather tired out, and it is currently day 6. Sorry, day 6? Yes, day 6. Of,
Oh shit.
So it's now day 6 of 60. So, all of your 9th level magic is no longer accessible.
No.
So I'll be going through each sheet and basically going onto spells, putting
No, please.
a big old sexy filter on.
Please.
Imagine having 9th level spells.
Don't worry, I'll get around to you later.
I know.
Is
You'll get
Hastia 9?
yours. Yep.
Yeah.
Hastia is 9? Oh no,
Yeah.
we're gonna have to go back to haste gut, guys. It's so over. It's so over.
It's Jova.
It's Joe.
Oh, there are so
It's
many.
Joe ever.
There are so many casters that have 9th level magic. Right, yeah, because we have a.
We are level 48.
You also have a primarily casting party as well.
I mean, most of the classes seem like they're casting in some way.
Well, not all of them, but I mean, it is a quote unquote high fantasy world, so magic is kind of everywhere. You can't escape it. You'll
I
never
want to
escape.
eat it.
I mean, there are
Anyway.
furries. That is like the highest of fantasy.
I mean, you're not wrong. But also, bro, you can't call me out like that. Okay, so 9th level magic has been taken off of the entire party. It has been filtered out. So,
Give it back. Wait, if I
not to escape. Not to escape. So,
Anyway,
made-
before I distract you more with the how
I
magic
was
tastes.
no, I was readjusting the way that my PJ bottoms are sitting. because they are like pythoning my waist right now, and I am not here for it.
Fair enough.
Where are my good people?
Oh shit! I can
I've
see
been
the
up.
moon.
I've been out since 8 a.m.
Is it a full moon?
What
today.
today
It should be a
in,
full moon.
what, in real life or in game? I'm genuine
In real life.
In real life.
Real life.
The real life.
I
The-
have to ask.
I can see the moon right now. Sorry.
Oh.
I have no idea what's been going on while I was
Don't
on the
don't
train
worry.
back.
Don't worry
All
about
will
it.
be revealed in like 0.5 seconds.
So, Luna and Kay have left with some interesting information from their investigation into the Info Depot building that contains all of the big bits of information. Now, would you like me to recount what notes you have made
Oh,
as what you can recall?
oh. The notes that I've made is basically everything that I've recalled.
Okay, so, I'd like you to roll me a wisdom check, please, to see. No, not wisdom. History.
No, don't open that. No, not the games. No, not
So,
the video game launcher. No.
K rolling a nat 1. Not
Some mood.
K rolling a nat
Okay.
1, but it's an unnatural 20. Plus
1
20.
d20 plus 5.
Uh-oh.
I rolled a 4. That's a 9.
Oh, no!
So all of the notes that I have made is what I shall remember.
Okay, so, do you want me to just quickly flick through them? Or would you like to have the joys of doing that?
Juliana Soma, Juliana Solstice. A summoner with a Rama avatar. Dun dun dun. Blood transfusions. Lot of blood over 9 months. Donor was Guinevere Solma. Guinevere had 2 children. Named Axton and Ollivander, not Alivander, Jesus Christ. Personal notes made by Juliana was, as she is siphoning blood from the pregnant woman, i.e. Guinevere, over a period of time in hopes of allowing her own child, Gelda, to be one of the Solmers to give him a good life. Then there was an audio recording of a male and female voice, except if the female voice is Guinevere, then that male, considering that wasn't this conversation, I don't
The
even know what this
conversation
conversation
was between Juliana and the Tempio
And
Corp
company
president.
Okay. Oh yeah, I literally Jake talking to the
Alright,
compant prez.
don't worry about it. Carry
So,
on.
A, Juliana was the mistress of the president. Juliana was having an affair with her lover at the time. This lover is Serial Face.
Cereal face.
Juliana was pregnant at the time. The baby has been the recipient of all the transfusions to some degree because blood, Lamau, haha. This affair is that Juliana is cheating on Serial Face with the company prez. So there was a bunch of arguing, some static, and then sounds of a struggle. And then the Rama avatar was placed into a magicite machine to produce a piece of magicite that had been stolen recently. So yeah.
So as you and Kay end up explaining this with varying degrees of recollection, Roy looks at the piece of magicite and realizes that he's stolen the wrong one. He has not in fact stolen the magicite of one of Quetzalcoatl's last lives, but has in fact stolen that same Rama avatar magicite. It's a bit awkward. Aurelus looks stunned but not completely surprised. Nolan looks a bit baffled. Maraxus just seems completely unfazed. And Roy is looking a little bit disheartened that his efforts were somewhat in vain. But Nolan's the first one to speak up. So, what you're telling me is that there's a chance that Mr. Grumpy, my mum's dead? It may be related to the same woman I had to fucking try and kill on an assignment.
The what with the what, woman?
So there is a fucking chance that Zelda could be related to Serial.
That's what I said.
What the fuck? What in the actual fuck?
So, I mean, how I mean, would Zelda be related to Serial to begin with? Because, to our knowledge, Serial's a female. I mean, I guess, does IVF exist in this world?
Yes, that is how
I
Xanax
guess-
was born.
I guess IVF is an option, but
But that's not going to happen without the assistance of a deity. And as far as I'm aware, she wouldn't go anywhere near a god. That's why I was sent after her in the first place, because she was attacking gods. Or at least being an inconvenience. I mean, she could potentially be a little bit of both. You never know. So what you're telling me is that we could, one of the people we were working with was potentially our enemy this entire time. And Aurelus just looks a little bit displeased at this information. So we've potentially been getting screwed over from the get-go, is what I'm understanding. Speaking of, have any of you seen where Yuzok went off to? He told us he'd be back in a moment and didn't come back.
So there was this werewolf, with
There are werewolves here?
a beaded necklace and a rope necklace with a tooth on it. And it was running across the rooftops.
Oh no.
Aurelus looks a little confused.
I mean, what was the rope necklace with the tooth? Did it look identical to Yuzok's? Because I'm quite sure Yuzok wears one.
Yes. I would say with your knowledge of Yuzok and the time you spent around, considering he is the one you spent the most time around, yes, Yuzok is in fact an owner of an identical necklace.
I think Yuzok might have transformed into a werewolf. I don't know how. I don't understand.
Kay looks a little bit concerned. Well, I didn't think he'd do that, but if it works and got him off us, then, you know, it works.
Are we gonna use that as a distraction, or...?
I'd certainly hope not. And hopping through one of the openings in the ceiling is this big old werewolf with the same necklaces. I'd certainly hope you're not using me as a distraction to be a bit unfair.
Why are you a werewolf? Why? How did this happen?
Oh my god.
I've been like this since I joined.
This seems like information that could have been shared.
Yeah, I suppose so. But me not very smart.
Okay. Well, now we know.
Ta-da!
Let's play.
Well, damn.
So, have we had any luck finding
Okay,
Xanis
I've got my drink. Hold on. I'll be back a bit.
Okay. So, have we had any luck finding finding Xanis or Leon. No. Okay. Going to be jumping over to the Bunny Man and Xanis. The two of you are currently trying to figure out how to go and obtain Alice and Leon from their current hiding place to then get to the new rendezvous point. And during this entire time, you've been somewhat bombarded with questions from Rick, who is deeply curious about the world outside of Temp-Heal.
Wait, so isn't everybody... So we're outside the street?
No.
No, we're not. We're still in the house.
Penton and Xanis are currently inside the house.
Okay.
You have, however, seen the broadcast on the screen about there being a roaming werewolf out in the streets.
As far as I'm aware, none of us are werewolves.
Xanis looks at the floor, looks at the screen.
Do you have something you want to tell me?
Promise you won't be mad?
Why would I be mad?
Mm.
No, I won't be mad, I promise.
It's Yuzok.
It's what?
It's Yuzok.
You're not a werewolf?
Yep.
What the fuck? Since when?
Since always.
Would have been interesting information to share.
Well, you know, it was a thing that he didn't really want to talk about.
I do so hope that he has it more under control than the last person that
He
hid had
does.
their werewolf.
I asked this exact same thing. He has full control over it, and has had that since he entered since he came out of the Feywild, because he spent time with Valfern to get that shit under wraps.
Okay then. Wait, that's not good though, 'cause that means that he's been spotted.
Yeah, he has. But it's fine because they don't have silver bullets here, because they use that for jewelry.
Wait, that's a thing? Silver bullet's the only thing that can kill a werewolf?
Yeah, so like anything silver or anything that's really strong magic.
So aside from Magitech poisoning, he's fine here.
Only when he's wolf, and that is massively exerting. He's probably quite exhausted if he's been popping that outside of a full moon.
Well, what do we do? Waiting here, or...?
Well, we should probably go and figure out where Alice and Leon are, and how the hell we get to them, and regroup with everybody else.
Okay.
Just a suggestion. That's one thing I forgot to do. So, what do we do? We could try going back to the rendezvous point. We could try and find more information. You know,
More information about what?
how to get into the presidential party.
Maybe do that.
I mean, I'm sure Alice and Leon can handle themselves. Leon will be
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, the larger groups we hang around in, the more suspicious we're going to be. Especially when there's an alert out that's meant that all of the civvies are indoors.
Well, speaking of, and Rick pops up behind you. Speaking
Yes.
of, there is a place called the Information Depot, not too far from here, that may have access to some of those details.
Okay.
The only downside is that, well, getting into that party shouldn't be too difficult. It's just figuring out where it is. Because if I'm right, it's supposed to be happening in a few days' time. The only issue is you would have to put yourself into their ring if you wanted an easy access. Unless you can figure out where they're hosting their preparations.
And this information hub would have this information? I mean, it is an information hub, so it sounds like it would, but...
Rick looks over at Joe. Do I share what we were considering doing?
I mean, I don't see why not.
Okay. Rick looks back at the other two. Promise not to judge?
Promise?
We were debating the idea of going to try and figure out a way of breaking them out. But also debating the idea of doing that via hiring one of them for an evening. For reasons. Mainly to figure out how to get them out and where their stuff is. Not because we want to own one. I think the whole thing is inhumane. But the quickest way to get the information is from
Pence squinting
the people
right
themselves. Rick has his hands up in the air. Well, how else do you pros get the information? I'm not going to Information Depot. I'm not high enough class citizen for that. I'm literally like scraping the bottom of the barrel just to get by every day. The nicest thing I got recently was, you know, a collection of things.
How did you hire?
Well, you can either go to a bidding house or you can look online.
The hell is online?
Think like a really big market, but like it's all electronic.
I mean, you're not high enough ranking enough. And then Pen's gonna look at Xanis and say, but we could be.
Where are you going with this?
And Penton's going to suddenly make himself appear like a rich noble.
Xanis looks at Penton. Well, I mean, that works.
It's up to you. You're de facto group leader.
What? I mean, sure.
You can have an opinion in this too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, once we get in and we get the information, we've got to get back out and then find the others. And we've also got to wait for this emergency state to die down.
Yeah, I was saying, obviously, I didn't mention that, but yeah, we have to wait till it dies down first, because everyone's going to be locked down.
So, are you going to be waiting for a bit of time to pass for this werewolf alert to cease?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. To the secondary team, what I have currently dubbed in my notes as Team C. So that is Luna, Kay, Nolan, Orion, Raxus, Throk, Alexander, and Aurelus. And Yuzok, because he is now here. Will you be waiting out the werewolf alert?
I mean, we have the werewolf, so I think we probably have to wait it out.
Okay. And, that is a 75 from Leon in Persuasion. So, yes. Frickin' Alice and, Leon will definitely be staying put. Ooh. Okay, so the werewolf alert goes on for the next... The werewolf alert goes on for the next 10 days.
What? What the
Oh my
The
god.
fuck?
Did you roll a d10 or like?
I rolled because it could last between 2 days to 2 weeks.
That sucks so bad. Does that mean we've?
Oh
can we-
shit! Goodbye, eighth level spells.
This is so. This is awful. This is. Oh my. I thought it would be like a few hours.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if I'd willingly sit there and wait for a full 10 days.
ima-
Yeah, I think.
Especially when I don't have any
change
food.
I think that would change my decision.
well, yeah, that's why I asked you to make the decision before. I
But when,
made-
like after like 2 days, we would be like, okay, we're not waiting anymore.
I mean, you can choose to do that, but do recall that the entire city is essentially on lockdown.
That's
So the moment you
true,
step out into
yeah.
the open, you're making yourself a target.
We would need a plan, and we don't have a plan. Do we have a plan? I don't know. I got here like 4 minutes ago.
No.
We don't have a plan, no.
Okay. So
But we are waiting, and we are losing our 8th level spells.
So, you arrive on. So it becomes day 16, and the werewolf alert has gone down. Henton and Zanis, I will be leaving you two for a moment. As group C, so that's everybody. That's everybody that's in a big group. What are you planning to do now that the werewolf alert has gone down? What is your plan of action from here?
I have no fucking clue.
Feel free to discuss between the two of you whilst I just sort out the spell lists.
Um.
I don't know what is our plan to get.
We,
Yeah, we have to
we,
do-
we need to get into the company president's party.
To get the key card or whatever.
Yeah, to get the key card so we can get into the building so
Gotta,
we
like,
can get to
sneak
the.
in, like just sneak into
reactor.
like his house in like the middle of the night and steal the key card or something.
You are welcome to try that.
I-
That is a
I'm-
genuine option that
I'm
you
putting
can try.
that. I'm putting that suggestion to the group. Because like, if it goes wrong, I will be arrested.
Aurelus
And
supports the
possible.
idea. Orion seems like a very Orion thing to debate the idea of. Orion's on the fence. Norlan, Meraxus, and Yuzok are giving a hard nose. Kay's on the fence. I don't know what Throk's opinion is, and I don't know what Luna's opinion is on that.
It seems quite dangerous.
It does, but I don't. I'm just throwing the idea in there. In many ideas that I'm hoping to get out of it. You know, it's just like we'll see where we can go from there because we need to do it quickly because like, I do not want to lose any more spells. Oh, do we not know when or where it is?
No.
Oh, we need to find out when and where it is.
So, would you like to split off into two groups to basically go to two different info depots to figure this
Sounds good.
information out?
Yeah.
How would you like to split these groups out?
I'm going with the rollers.
Bear with. Okay, so Alec and Aurelus. Luna, are you going with them, or are you going to formulate your own team?
I guess I'll be on a different team.
Anybody in particular you'd like to immediately jump on taking with you? Out of those remaining 6.
Okay.
Okay, is there any preference on who's taking who with, or shall I just randomly allocate them? Speak now or forever hold your
Random.
silence. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Some crazy combos.
Alec, odds or evens?
Evens.
Evens, okay. Here I am. Access. User. Okay, so that's
Oh, shit,
how
I didn't.
the
Oh,
dice have
I-
decided the teams are going.
I was about to say I didn't log in the time mode, but 10 days have passed, so I think my time mode's.
So that is top shelf. Umbrellas. Use up. Northern. Okay, so the two groups have separated out. Roy has given you guys the heads up that he will have to. He's given you guys basically directions to a very, very hidden area that they have not managed to find in the last 5 years of it being there. And yeah, you split off into your two teams and rather carefully and cautiously make your way to the next area, your information depots. Meanwhile, Penton and Xanis, the two of you have made your way to the address that was on the website for hiring one of these exotic furry dancers. And it's a rather interesting looking building. It seems quite unassuming from the outside, but you can see lots of reds, blacks, and pinks through the window. It's like looking at Ann Summers if they were allowed to display their products through the windows. For lack of a better description. There's lots of random phallic objects or similar objects for insertion of phallic items. Lingerie in the windows, you know. This place is giving off DTF energy if DTF energy was being screamed through a megaphone with the same level of force as a death metal singer.
Okay. So, DM, just a reminder, what am I actually looking for here?
You are looking for one of their dancers to figure out basically how getting into their band or being passed off as one of their company members could work. Or you can just straight up hire one of them and see where that goes.
Wait, what?
You're essentially here to get information on how to get in via alternative means. So if you can't get in from being one of the attendees of the party, how you can get in by being one of the hired staff for that party.
Okay.
Essentially, you're looking for the same thing that the two teams that are split up are looking for. The location, when it's happening, and how you can get in.
Okay, I'm assuming I'm not asking to be hired here, I'm asking the people that...
No, you're asking the people there about the event, and passing yourself off as one of the attendants.
Okay.
From what I've understood, anyway.
You ready, kid?
Yeah. I must
Probably-
admit, they look very frilly. That does not look comfortable at all.
Yeah, this is probably gonna get a bit weird, so, hold on to your hat, I guess.
I don't wear a hat. That's my secret. I can't lose it if I'm not wearing one.
Just means you can't hold on to it.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Big brain thoughts.
we will enter the building.
The two of you enter the building and you are immediately approached by a rather busty-looking female aerialite. Yellow feathers, tail feathers out, cleavage, literally everything. Oh, good morrow to you. How can our establishment help you two fine-looking young gentlemen today?
It's a little embarrassing, but we're on the market for some fur.
Interesting. And what exactly would what exactly are you looking for? Is there any type of event you're looking to hire with, or have you got a pre-booking with us?
Oh, we've got a rather prestigious party coming up. I'm sure you've heard of it for the company president, and we are...
Yes.
Let's call it town spotting.
Ah, you're having a little bit of a scope ahead in case you want to hire some extra services.
Yes.
Ah, I see. And I presume you recall... And Xanis is gonna butt in. We're looking for some parts of the event relating to some assistance. And Xanis taps the side of his nose, but he doesn't tap where his actual nose is. He taps a few inches forward, where his his snout would be.
Oh, poor Jeremy. You've not been the same since the war, have you? Where are your glasses,
Hey.
anyway? I keep telling you to wear them.
And the aerialite woman in front of you looks at you, looks at Xanis. Why don't you two gentlemen follow me? And you are led into one of the back rooms. She locks the door and puts a jacket on over her shoulders, covering herself up. So, I'm presuming you're part of the resistance as well.
No.
Darling, please. If I have to put on such a miserable display with my breasts out and all, you can at least give me an honest response, please. If you're not part of the resistance, then I'm going to have to stab you both.
I'm gonna roll an insight check to see if it seems like she's telling the truth.
Roll.
This is a prestigious event.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't want anyone getting near, so this could easily be a
Roll the
trick.
check, please.
$38.
She's being completely honest. And she's also being honest about stabbing you, as you notice she has a long knife on the inside of her jacket.
Yes, yeah, of course. Are we that see-through?
No, just...
Was it him tapping his
Yes.
nose?
Yes, it was. Sorry.
It's fine.
dear. Don't you two worry about it. I'm presuming you want the details on where everything is.
Yes.
Well, here's a little flyer that's been handed out to the attendees for the night. And there's also some extra tickets attached that are falsified for it. So you can get in without a problem. There's
Okay.
there should be 13 of them there if I've counted right. And she hands them over to Penton.
Wow. That was easy.
But what did you expect? You're working with the resistance group through a prestigious guild. It's not like you guys have already set them on high alert with your werewolf.
Yeah. Not like we did that.
And Xanis cringes a little bit. I mean, it wasn't his fault, but... I mean, we are just as bad.
Wait, what did you do?
I didn't say anything about him being a werewolf, and just...
Oh, yeah. Then that's warm bread,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Anyway, darlings, I must request that you make your way out of the room. And back to your, group, I suppose. I do believe that my friend is, waiting for you outside.
Well, thank you very much for your service.
Oh, it's perfectly fine. Thank you for not staring at my exposed chest.
It was difficult, I'll say that much, but
I am much
I'm
more
a
than
man
a
of honor.
magnificent rack. I also have amazing legs. Anyway, and so you end up leaving, and outside is Roy, who gives you the details on where the new hideaway is for you to basically go to a safe area.
Oh my goodness, I'm about to see you.
What? Something happened?
No, tell you in a minute.
Let me guess, you got a bit flustered that Chocolina had her tits out.
Can we just go?
That's a yes. Anyway, I found your little rabbit friend and your elf buddy. They're in the hideaway now.
Fantastic.
And so you are taken to the safe area. I will no longer be jumping to either of the top 4 tokens on the screen, as you have officially concluded your searches for the moment. So, Team Nay, or Team Any. That's better. Team Any. You have reached one of the depots, and your team is looking for the location.
Interesting.
So you enter the building, and you will need to basically convince the woman at the front desk that you need access to the higher tier information centers that are within this building. You have Aurolus, Nolan, and Uzok there to help you.
I don't know what my angle is.
Figure one out. I figure it out relatively fast.
Doesn't have to be good, it just has to be well
Confident.
confident.
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't have anything in my brain.
Would you like me to come back to you and let
Yes.
Team Camel Tea?
Someone in the chat tell me what to do.
Okay, Team Camel Tea
Oh, fuck me.
or Team Clam Tea.
I'm not saying anything about the players, by the way. It's just
Team Clam Tea.
Our
Clam
DM
Tea.
sense of humour.
You have
Virus.
entered.
I.
You have entered. And you have with you Kay, Orion, Raxus, and Throck. So your whole intent here is to try and figure out how in the fresh hell you convince them that you are in fact one of these high-ranking people. And you have to do it. You have to figure it out. What is your angle? How do you want to approach this? If at any point you're not quite certain, we can play the bat and pass of who do I give worse social anxiety to. This is partially a joke.
Yo. Where's my stomach? It's gone. Oh no. It's my heart.
It will not go on.
No, it won't.
Sorry. I think
No.
would you like to throw the metaphorical tennis ball back into the other court?
Yeah.
Okay. Team Any,
I don't know what to do.
we're back on you.
Okay.
Team Animal.
Shut.
No, not Team
I
Enema.
think we already have camel tea.
Yeah, team made from camels. That's normal.
Yes.
Anyway,
So normal.
shut up. Moving swiftly onwards.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to them all posh-like and be like, excuse me, I've noticed I have a lower information tier than I'm supposed to. Is there been an error in the system recently?
Can you roll me a deception check?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I'm good at those. 1 second. Deception. Oof. Oh, that's pretty good. I can't do math. What?
That's pretty good.
43. Actually, I might put time. Does time mode have like visible elements?
Yes.
Okay, I will not put time mode on there.
43 is a success. And the woman at the human woman at the desk pushes her glasses up. You know exactly what I mean when I say that, like angry librarian pushes glasses up. Of course, dear. Can I and she starts tapping away at her keyboard. Can I take a name? And I'll run this through the system.
DM, is my name on my paperwork the same as like Alex?
It is
It's
not.
the same name.
It is not Alec, but it is a suggested improvisation from Atma.
Okay, so I'll use that name, whatever it is.
I just pulled my hair out. Sorry. Carry on.
That's it. I'm just gonna tell her that my name.
So she puts her name in, and it comes up with something. Ah, yes. My apologies. You're supposed to be on not the presidential, just below the presidential layer. Here, let me give you a temporary key card until we can get your current one fixed, and feel free to ask any more questions if you have any more problems like this. Okay, sweetheart. All right. Have a good day.
Thanks. You too. Now I can access information. I can know things. Is it learning things time?
So you go into this area, and the four of you start looking through notes and bits of information, and you find the location is in one of the presidential rooms on one of the higher up floors. Just high enough that you wouldn't be spotted if you were to be hosting such a large party. Seems as though good old Mr. President is trying to hide this situation. Meanwhile,
Oh, we know where it is now.
yes, you have the location, so you can. I'm presuming you're exiting, going to the final hideaway spot.
Yes, and that key card that she gave me,
Yes.
I can keep that.
No.
Oh.
It is a visitor. It's like a visitor's card.
It's specifically for the information. I can't like use it as ID.
No, unfortunately not.
No, fuck. Interesting. Okay, so I'll have to give it back.
Yes.
Concerning. Okay, I will give it back.
Okay. So that will conclude your actions from here onwards.
Yep.
As you leave the building. Meaning it is Team Camel Tea.
Hmm.
The tea of camels. That is left. So, have you come up with an idea? Rock, you may potentially be asked for your input on this as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Was that okay or K?
That was K.
K. Okay, sorry. K looks at Luna. Yeah?
When we were in one of these information depots earlier,
Mm-hmm.
what did you say?
Well, simply put, I asked her if she had my access card ready, and then I gave her the fake name, and, well, bada bing, bada boom, there I was.
Really?
Yeah, it seems like they got us some false identities that have quite high access. So I could do it, or we could ask, you know, we could ask Meraxis to try it, or God forbid Throck try. Although I don't know if
Does
you...
does anyone want to try it?
Kay looks at Orion, who's just shaking his head and just taking a step back. Meraxis shrugs, look, and then Kay looks at Throck. I mean, do you want to have a go? Or do you-
what?
That answers the question. Don't worry, big guy.
Okay.
Meraxis just walks up to the desk. Hello, sweetheart. Don't suppose you have me card ready at all, do you? And he goes through a bunch of bits and pieces. She asks questions. Yeah, just so happened to have it right here. 35 on deception, yeah. So you guys get in after a few moments when Meraxis comes back with his card.
Like if I have a deception. Made a joke roll at. God. Oh no.
So you guys manage to get in, and you find out the timing of this prestigious event. And for other bits and pieces, so you now have your side of the information. Would you like to make a quick detour back to the safe area?
Yeah.
Okay, and that will conclude your little adventure away from the rest of the group. So you all end up regrouping in this area as it hits late evening, and all the information is shared. But fortunately enough, everybody is alive and well. Surprisingly enough, there is no sign
You
of...
mean surprisingly enough?
What do you mean surprisingly?
You guys have been quite a lot more sensible than I expected you to be. I say no more.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I killed the librarian, and then no, that's not gonna happen.
I've bettered the area I want.
Oh, God damn it, I just
There you
opened
I
up
have
Minecraft.
respect
No.
for librarians. Frog, okay. I forgot I had
I
frog,
thought about
to be
it.
honest, until that would have been funny. But then we would just have a frog guard, and that wouldn't be good.
Knowing the DM's history with large-breasted and characters, probably either lesbian or asexual anyway. So.
Okay, fuck off. Just so funny.
Was I right?
No.
Just because big beautiful woman that's asexual is funny to me, okay? Just man, she's so pretty, but you can't have her.
Yeah.
She doesn't want.
Me
She's
and my
not.
guys.
Crusade against the straight male gaze.
That's my guys.
You can stare, but she ain't interested. She's more interested in garlic bread.
What's
Sorry.
wrong with the male gaze?
Gaze, as in sight, not
I
gaze.
know,
Okay.
I know.
I wasn't sure.
It's a joke.
Because I've made that same mistake before.
Well, the straight male gaze would be a strange thing.
I mean,
To
have you
conceive
seen?
of.
Have
The
you
straight
seen?
gaze.
I guess closeted?
Yes.
Anyway, unrelated. I'm just saying things.
How
I'm
many straight
yapping.
days have you seen today, Roy?
Anyway, so you know how you've now shared amongst each other all of the details for this party, and you know it's going to be happening 2 days from now. So on
Oh,
day
fuck.
18 is when this
Oh.
event is happening.
Will we lose
Yes.
7th level
7th.
at the end of
You
day
will-
18 or
At the
beginning?
start of day 18.
Oh, I hate you. I'm coming into your house and I'm putting Lego all over the floor.
Ooh, do it.
Yeah, free Lego.
It's worse. I've had a certain fox's laptop charger pointing upwards stab me in the foot before.
1x1 Lego brick, but it's metal.
A metal 1x1 Lego brick, yeah.
1d4.
No.
1x1
Think, like,
Lego beast.
You know. Have you ever had like earphones? You know, like the earphone jacks.
Yeah.
I've
The
had
charger
earphones.
is the same size as one of those. That was pointed upwards. It went into my foot. It was painful.
Rip.
I've done
Injury blood.
that. I've done that before.
Oh no,
Okay.
not the 1d4. Anyway, okay. So, do you have anything you want to be doing before this event occurs? Do you have any plans you want to be making, or do we just want to get into the event?
We have false identities again, do we?
Yes, you are either, because you have the tickets, you can either be basically you are posing as the attendees, but should they have one of their exotic dancers go out of service at any given point, then one of you may have to step in.
Not me.
And you're all sitting there nervously chatting amongst each other, trying to figure out, oh crap, what goes on. So, are we waiting until day 18 to get this event started?
Do our
Hmm?
passes
I think
have...
we should practice our identity.
Yeah, I was going to say,
We
practice identities, and do our passes themselves have pictures of us on them? Or do they have pictures on them at all?
They do not have pictures on them, as they are like transcript passports that are unique to Midgar, because taking photos of people is
Do we know if any security questions will be asked?
no.
What is the brochure thing that I got, say, the flyer?
It is an invitation directly from the president himself that has 13 tickets encased in an envelope for each of you.
Play. That's probably as much as we need.
Yeah, we spent some time practicing the identities.
Do we get a bonus to deception if we practice?
I will be willing to give that.
Yay!
So, are you going to be spending the next day
Yes.
and a bit practicing, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So, we roll over. I don't know if you guys want to have some roleplay interactions with that, or whether you just want that as like a passive thing in the
Come
background.
up with something.
Okay, do you want to discuss amongst
What's my
yourselves
fake
what's happening
name?
there?
Oh right, do we get to come up with our own fake names, or do you have?
Go for it. Go bananas.
Okay,
While I adjust sheets to set as the day 18 effect.
Montgomery Montague.
Not Monty, please. Anything.
What? I feel like Monty would frequent this sort of thing.
Lila?
I'm letting you guys keep track of this, by the way.
Oh,
I am
no.
Albert Edgar, which is just like the
Albert.
same
Yeah.
first letters of name. So, and then I will come up with.
I could be Peter Arnold then.
I like golf. That's what posh people like.
That's
Isn't
what
it?
boring
Golf.
humans like.
I could be. Listen, I can pretend to be boring for like an
Well,
hour.
that's pornography, eh? What's up with that?
I don't think you should talk about pornography at the party.
What? We're in a depraved capitalist society.
Yeah, but you've got to pretend to be like principled at least.
Yeah. I forgot to say, the only person I will give an excuse to being depraved is Nolan, and that's purely because he's a satyr born. That's like part of his thing.
So business, tax, business.
Haha, poor people.
Ha.
Yeah, I'm
Xana's
an
chips in with that.
entrepreneur.
Ah, poor people.
I'm
Hey,
writing
you
this
see, you
down
got it,
so
kid.
that I can-
That's all we need to do.
I don't know how to spell entrepreneur, but I will be one.
And then Kay starts letting out like the most eloquent, noblesque corporate tier speech you've ever heard. Like she's lost you at the start of her sentence.
That's not fair. You've had training.
Well, when you have a mother who insists that you come along to join any of the important meetings, you kind of just phase out, you know?
Can you teach us some corporate speech so we're more
Sure.
authentic?
We'll have to project our timelines, and she starts just rambling on corporate speech, and she's already lost you at
And
like.
hit those KPIs.
So, I have adjusted everybody's things for day 18 as it rolls round. You've got your names, you've got everything that's happening, and you're making your way to the Tempiel Court building, which is not intimidating in the slightest.
Who are we? Are we business owners? Are we just noble family members?
You are potentially just
I've
anyone.
decided on my background.
You could literally just
I've
be
got, like,
anybody's.
I've got a backstory and like.
Oh boy.
I'm in
So if anyone
the.
asks me like what I do, I'll know. It's a secret though. You don't get to find out.
In the weapons manufacture business?
No.
Or a banker?
I won't let me copy and paste
I'm
information.
going for a banker. A banker's pretty innocuous.
I literally just want to copy the word and paste it so I don't have to write the whole thing. Okay, you're gonna make me write the whole thing, aren't you? Cool. Okay, so you approach this massive towering building. This is like the definition of if like you like squish 9 skyscrapers into each other, like you're trying to make some sort of weird perverse Rubik's Cube. Like they are just wedged together like a big towering block. They're not even like the same size as each other, and it's kind of upsetting. Like there's slightly smaller ones on the far left, on the closest left corner, and then on like the farthest back right of the building, it's way taller. It's very poorly designed, aesthetically speaking. It sticks out like a sore thumb. But you enter, all 13 of you, and you get into the elevator. And I'm imagining a lot of you are quite nervous.
Oh, I'm shit myself.
Bally.
I'm so
They have
chill
magic
because I
detecting
know
stuff
who I
up
am.
here. Does they have magic detecting stuff up here? And also, does Mog make a sound or any kind of recognizable thing when it discharges, or not?
It would make a little flash.
Ah,
Does
when it
Mop do
discharges.
that?
okay.
Mop does not, because it will be considered. It wouldn't have much of a visual effect upon activation, purely because it is a. I can't think of how prescience works again, but it'd essentially be like a third eye
Could I have
energy.
mopped before the thing?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, I will have mopped before the thing, so I've mopped. I'll
Okay.
write mop.
Remember to remove. Actually, wait. Isn't Moment of Prescience an 8th level spell? It's either a 7th or 8th level spell.
No.
You do not, in
It is
fact,
it is
you
an
do
8th
not.
level- Killing myself right now.
Valid! Understandable, have a nice day. So, amongst
I
the
do not have mopped.
So you have gotten into the elevator and you're ascending up to the building. And as you enter this room, it is the definition of a debauchery style strip club. Everything and anything perverse is in this room. It is like a low-lit purple room, except from the stage, which has big spotlights on it. And as you arrive, there are performers like your third friends are dancing, they're being hollered at. You know, this is just the definition of, yeah, basically the definition of being slovenly and piggish. They are throwing money at these dancers and hollering and cheering and whatever. It's an experience. And these people are all talking to each other, you know, what have you. And then, as this event is happening, you're approached by the company president approaches your group.
Approached?
And he is a rather chunky fella. Oh, well, it is a pleasure to see you. Well, welcome to this evening of fun and amusement, meant for you to relieve your stress.
Well, it is quite the honour, thank you, sir. I'm sure we'll have plenty of fun tonight.
Oh, I certainly hope so. I'm sure you're aware I'm a bit partial to a little bit of fluff occasionally.
No, you?
I know, I'm terrible.
Oh, I never would have guessed.
They're absolutely filthy. But, you know, one must keep themselves acquainted with the lower life forms, just to make sure they're not misbehaving.
Yeah, it does make one feel big to step on the small.
My thoughts exactly. It's why my private militia is so competent, and why I've had to do away with any sort of small businesses. Only a monopoly should thrive in these pressing times.
Quite so, quite so. So, do you have any talent that you'd recommend?
Well, my favorite performers are supposed to be one of the midpoint acts, and they're the longest performing act. So I'm sure you'll enjoy that quite a bit. Oh, I am typical. Sorry.
Do you have any more detail?
Well, I'm
Sweet.
sure you'll find out later. Just look for the bow ties. Something about man in a bow tie is always a pleasure.
Well, I suppose we'll get to mingling.
Of course, if you need any drinks, ladies and gentlemen, please see yourself to the table over there.
Give him a little bow of respect and start heading towards the bar.
And so the company person steps away, and there's a mixture of mildly disgusted and uncomfortable looks. And as you're mingling, it's a lot of uninterested small talk. You know, they're more interested in the food, the wine, the various alcoholic
Sexy
beverages,
dancers.
the sexy dancers on stage as well that are effectively wearing nothing. What they are wearing barely covers them. And it's a variation of male and female acts, but you do notice there are a larger number of male acts than females. And the females they do have seem to be a lot more recluse, if you will. They're typically the species and races that you would find very rarely. So we're talking like there are a lot of aerialites. Like, a lot of them. So, so as the evening goes on, there is like you guys trying to figure out what's going on. Nolan takes Leon and Penton to the back, where the dancers now are. So lads, what's the plan for swiping the card of the president? I'm sure I've brought you two in here because the others are going to be more focused on keeping up appearances.
Well, he told me that he's a big fan of fur and he can't resist a bow tie.
So what's your plan here? I like the idea of it, but what are we doing with this?
Well, first of all, I want to hear if you have any ideas.
And Leon pipes up, pulling at his collar a little bit. Well, I have an idea, but I don't quite like the entirety of it. If I can get you, Pendon, dressed up to share an aesthetic with these dancers, you could go over to the table, seduce the man, and swipe the card while he's not looking, since you are the best pickpocket out of the lot of us. I mean, which would require us to drop the polymorph.
I'm assuming we don't get it back if we drop it.
No.
I can disguise us temporarily.
I would also... We've also got, well, his favorite acts are not going to be here. It's a duo act. Because look over there, and you can see these two male dancers that look rather sickly. Seems like they're the next two to get off the island. If they're shipping them out to make sure that everybody in the resistance stays alive.
Magitech poisoning?
Yes. So we've got to figure out who of us are going to step up. And Nolan's eye, like if Nolan's got like the sparkling anime eye kind of vibe to him. This might be my moment. And for the love of God, I'm not gonna fucking waste it. Leon, you can give me a hand, yeah? We'll leave you Penton to figure out how to swipe the card off of Mr. Big Fat and Tubby out there. Meanwhile, we will work on our act.
That's a good plan to me.
Does require that all three of us drop our polymorph though.
We need some seductive outfits.
And then proceeds to wave at the very obvious pile of outfits on the table behind. Think those will do?
They'll certainly do. How many bow ties are in there?
Quite a few. Concerning the amount.
He certainly knows what he likes, doesn't he?
And Leon shares the seems the same the shared sentiment, shuddering a little bit with you. Well, it's almost like being in the shady parts of Rabbit Hole. I'm so glad they started dealing with those the weirder brothels and apothecaries. Anyway, if you'd like to get back out there and I guess continue, we'll get prepared back here. Oh God. So, Leon and Nolan drop their polymorph.
Suppose Pendant does the same.
And I'm presuming you are dressing for the occasion.
Yes.
Okay. So
Scantily clad with a little bow tie, yes.
you head back out with tray in hand with some drinks. And you end up going up to the president's table to serve said drinks. Oh, well, well. Look at you.
Stop it. Does anybody want any drinks? We're all having a nice evening tonight?
Oh, certainly. And now I'm seeing that. I'm having an even better evening. And he is going to make a seduction check, rolls a nat 1. So he rolls a
you
nat 1
are a
against
horn
the
dog,
pendant.
aren't you? Well, I'll just leave these here if anybody wants them. He'll place the drinks down on the table, and then walk over, slowly shaking his hips towards the company president.
Oh my.
And then he will go behind him, and sort of slide his hands down his chest.
Yep.
Ah, you are a big boy, aren't you?
The company president is looking a little flustered, a bit wordless. Before it gets dropped under the radar, because you rolled a nat 1 against you, I believe. Oh, it's not. It's an attack roll. Fuck. Never mind.
Oh.
He's going to reach back to tap you up, to tap your hips, and that's the second nat 1 in a row. So yeah, your rabbit's foot. You got your rabbit's foot back. You have your lucky rabbit's foot charge back.
Ooh, you are a cheeky one.
Fucking.
What say you meet me in my dressing room in an hour? And he's still rubbing his hands up and down this, and during this time, I'm going to make sleight of hand check.
Okay, roll sleight of hand.
Oh, I feel sick. Things I do for my craft. Oh, this is Throck, not Hinton. So you meet me in my dressing room in an hour, huh?
Oh my god, Throck would just flatten this man. What is your sleight of hand check, sir?
Rolling a 52.
A 52. So as you're containing your urge to screech and run the other direction from this is like the definition of like Discord moderator shaped man. He is. Ugh. No. You slip your hand into his breast pocket, and the company president card comes out with it, hidden underneath one of the. You managed to hide it underneath one of the little cuffs on your outfit, so he has no idea you've just robbed him.
He's going to ruffle his hair, seductively twist, start strolling the other way.
So Pendant, you have walked away with the presidential key card, aka the item that you needed to unlock the vast majority, if not all, of the doors. So, as is happening, you regroup with the rest of your team.
Still in
Who
disguise,
are-
obviously.
Huh?
Still in disguise, obviously, because I dropped my thing, so I'm gonna have to go up
Yep.
to them and go, drinks anybody?
And Kay is immediately going to try and stifle a laugh, because to give you guys a mental image of what Pendant is currently dressed in, is literally like a pair of booty shorts, a bow tie, and like the shirt cut, like the cuffs you get on like white shirts. That's it. That is all that is on this man, and it's quite an image.
Come on, don't be shy, there's plenty to go around. So I have the key, I need to get out of here as fast as humanly fucking
suspicious if we just leave.
Great. Okay.
You are currently missing 2 people. Because they are covering tonight's act, which Penton you have not shared
The
yet.
other
have
two
to stay.
are going to be up on stage covering the act, the main act for the evening. So we'll have to keep a low profile and stay cool.
Luna takes a drink, by the way.
Valid.
Albert also takes a drink.
So, there is a moment where I really wish I could play the actual song for this.
Penton is hoping, for the love of God, that this does not take more than an hour.
I really wish I could play the actual theme for this.
Otherwise, I'm going to have an illusory duplicate sleep with the company president to keep things.
You're
To
gonna
keep
have to
images.
fuck that
Yeah.
guy, I'm sorry.
No.
It's gotta happen.
So,
I do have the ability to make doubles of myself.
Okay, that's good. Because you might need it.
so as you're, you know, going about your business, all the lights dimmer out. They tone down. And the main folks on the stage, as an announcer's voice calls for a slight change in the act. And you hear an audible complaint from the company president as before the announcer calls upon the new act of the evening. Double white. In large and small.
Oh.
And the curtain opens. And if any of you have listened to Britney Spears' Gimme More, basically that starts playing. I would
Oh,
love to
no.
play that in the background, but I can't because I'll get copyrighted. But the spotlight steps out, and out comes Norlan in a very similar dress to Penton, minus the cuffs. The same thing with Leon shortly afterwards. And let's just put it this way. The fact that, like, Yuzok and Xanis have both moved closer to Throck, just in case he decides to leap on the stage, from the look on that man's face.
Oh no.
He's like, oh. I'm imagining Throck is enamored by the sight of his little buddy.
Like he's never seen.
Oh no, he's
Leon's
definitely. He has definitely seen that before, but just because he's seen it before doesn't make the sight of it any less impressive or entertaining. But the two of them start working the poles, and I'm gonna roll a performance check. Actually, which one's higher for Nolan? Performance or seduction? They are exactly the same. So let's do both. Oh boy.
By the way,
Um,
how long have we been here? Because I feel like if we stay for like
A
an
couple
hour,
hours.
that's fine.
Long enough.
Okay, we can probably leave then soon.
Yeah,
Alright.
once the main act of the night is done, you'll be able to sneak out.
Yeah.
But that is a
I mean,
42.
Isn't everyone distracted?
Yeah, but it's also your two team members on stage right now.
That's true, because yeah, we can't leave them behind, can we?
Exactly.
But also we can't leave with them.
You can, to some
Because people will
capacity.
see us leave.
So
We'll have to pretend we're sexing them.
What?
Well, because how will they? It will be suspicious if we leave with the dancers. Like, so we'll have to, yeah.
Oh dear. Sorry, that tickles me a little bit. We'll have to pretend we're sexing them. Excellent. Sorry, that tickled me a little bit. Okay, so so Nolan rolled 2 42s on his seduction and performance checks. Leon rolls a 42 on the seduction. And this man has definitely taken to the polls, alright? Because that is a 75 on performance check. Nat 20. Jesus fucking Christ. So between the two of them, they are tearing that stage up. They're going through multiple songs. They are in sync with each other. And the view is definitely something, alright?
And after about,
Face right now.
imagine Frost's very red face right now. And there's jeering from the crowd as the performance slowly comes to a close after a solid 30 minutes of straight dancing between the two of them.
Jeez.
Yeah, that is some stamina. That's impressive.
And they end up exiting the stage, and there is a slight twinge in Xanus's expression when he hears somebody shout out. Hears somebody start shouting out. And I'm not going to say it out loud because it may be something that gets picked up on and copyrighted, or fucking TOS. But starts shouting out, basically starts shouting out for an encore without the outfits. We'll put it that way. And he is the only person that's doing this is the company president. Nobody else is doing this, so he ends up stopping after a few moments. And so, moving along from there, Penton ends up having to go with Leon and Norlan to the back room. However, the rest of you may choose to leave without the three of them and let them make their own way back, or you can attempt to sneak backstage.
Can't they, like, get disguised and then leave with us?
If you choose to go backstage and sort that plan out, yes.
Oh, we have to, like... Nah, we should probably just go and they'll leave in their own time.
So, is that a mutual agreement?
I don't know.
Luna, would you be happy with that decision?
Are the, like, 10 NPCs happy with that decision?
Bruh. I'm asking the priority decisions first before I make mine.
Fair.
Because I don't want
Luna's
to
not
outrule you.
sure.
Luna's on the fence, okay. And Throck? What's Throck's opinion here? Not necessarily have to vocalize it, but what would Throck's opinion be? Leave without them, or go backstage, sneak backstage with them.
He doesn't want to leave Leon
I knew that.
again.
To sneak backstage. So a few of the
We'll
group,
just wait for them.
they would have to leave via backstage because they are the performers. That's the
They
problem.
can't leave in the front. Okay.
So, Xanus suggests the idea of going around the back to inspect the quality of the product to a couple of the people at the president's table having split away from the rest of the group. Comes back. So, that was experience, but we can go around the back. We have permission to do that from Mr. President himself.
Excellent.
So,
Okay.
why does he have jiggle physics? And he is visibly cringing. So you all end up going around backstage, where the area light woman from earlier, Roy, and Atma are all back here as well. Ah, perfect. Everybody turned up. Brilliant.
This is an honest impression of what the company president looks like. It's Mr. Creosote from Monty Python. Which is funny because I just typed in the GIF generator thing, Mr. C, and it was the first thing that popped up.
That guy's cone shaped.
Literally.
Okay.
This is a cat
Area
tourist.
alert, lady.
So basically, they're all around the back, and they
Oh,
have.
my headphones are doing it again. 1 second.
Oh.
Beep.
Beep.
Excellent.
Okay. So they have devised a way for you to escape. You will have to lie low for a couple days once they manage to sneak you guys out. However, well, basically once they get you out of the corporation building, they can get you to that secret hidden area. You will have to take a couple of days to stay hidden before you re-enter the corporation building. So that will take you up to day 20. You'd have to wait a couple of
that's
days
not
to
too bad.
re-enter.
That's level 7 spells on them?
This level 7 spells are already gone.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're not losing any extra from those 2 days.
No. But once you re-enter the building, they are basically set up so that within the parking lot itself, there is a van or a selection of motorbikes. And you can choose which to escape from. Now,
I know the van is the more logical option, but I still want to do the motorbike.
they're both equally viable in
I
this
also want to
situation.
do the motorbikes.
The bikes,
Do we know how to drive?
that's
We would
where
all
the hard part
individually have to make checks. Is
comes.
the
You
thing.
would be paired up on the bike.
Oh my god! I'm gonna be on a bike with the rollers. Oh.
And because there'll be two each of you on the bike. However, if the resistance group has to get involved helping with your escape, they will be taking whatever vehicle you didn't take with. So the bikes will be faster. However, you will have to be making drive checks, and there is a realistic possibility that you could crash if you fail. The van will be able to fit all of you in, so if you need to defend yourselves firing off spells or, any ranged weapons you may have potentially picked up at that point, you'll be able to defend yourselves from external attack. However, it is a slower vehicle, and you would likely have to fend off any pursuers during this time.
Well, we have the capability.
You have the capability for either side.
I want to do the bikes. I want to do the bikes. Come on.
So, you are taken back to the little quiet zone, where you are now safe for the time being.
Or are we?
Well, it's that hidden area that you were in beforehand that they've never
I know.
hiccups they've never found. So Xanis looks at the rest of the group. So since we're gonna be rushing the headquarters soon, is there really a point to keeping our polymorph up? Considering the reactor's gonna explode once we take the stuff out. Once we take the alien out, reactor's gonna go boom. And I think we might want our senses back before, I just want my nose back. And my
Do we
tail.
have to sneak back in?
Yeah, we do that at night time.
Okay.
What do you think? I was
Okay,
gonna
but
walk
there
out
are
in
still
broad
guards
daylight?
at night time.
Yeah,
And
but
there are 13 of us.
and there wouldn't be regular people walking around the company building. It's restricted areas at night time.
People work there, don't they?
Yeah, but I don't think they'd be working there at night.
Isn't
least-
the reactor on all the time?
Yeah, but it's
Someone's got to watch it.
Yeah, one of the high-end staff. But
Ah,
we can,
okay.
if there are 13 of us, and I mean we have Meraxus, who I've literally seen punch one of their machines and break it.
we could quite easily just, break anything on the way in, because we don't have to be quiet at that point. As long as we get in there, we've got all the key cards and everything we need. So we just blow our way out. Just destroy everything in the path.
Okay. I mean, your plan makes logical sense. I'm down for
I
that.
like it.
So, how about you, Luna? Do you want your wings back?
Kinda.
Okay. And Zinus decides to drop his polymorph. Is everybody else following suit?
And let's also not forget that I've already dropped my polymorph,
Yep.
so we can't exactly go around hidden.
Would you like to drop your polymorph? I asked the rest of the group to have a verbal confirmation.
I kind of want to keep it. I don't know. Kind of like it.
You like? Xander's gonna turn around to you. You mean you like not having horns or a tail? Or being
Oh, I miss
purple?
the tail.
You're not really Alec anymore if you're not purple.
I imagine-
That's not true. There's still a purple guy in
You're
here.
Arnie.
It was not our Arnie. It was Albert, actually.
Worse. There is like a collective sigh of relief from like multiple people as they return back to their regular forms.
Luna doesn't sigh, she just wraps herself in her rings and then just...
Kay is appreciating having her tail and her nose back, and her snout back. Of all things, she's most happy about her tail, that literally she like lifts the back of her dress a little bit for her tail to just flop out. And she starts petting her own tail while she sits down. So Alec, are you still keeping your polymorph?
I mean, I'll give in to peer pressure. Okay, I'll drop it.
So everybody
Yes,
has returned
smelly
to
human
their
anymore.
I was not smelly, and I'm not smelly now. I think you're fine.
I want a cannon, but Alec's polymorph specifically was smelly.
No, it's not. No,
Smell of
I'm.
old
It
onions.
was not smelly.
So, during this time, you all are sitting around and getting comfy. And Meraxis decides to speak up. So, I suppose I should properly introduce myself since we're,
Oh my god.
all the way out here. I haven't had a chance to introduce myself past, hi, I'm this guy's brother. I'm not exactly a good people person, we'll put it that way.
That's okay. Go for it.
So, I'm Raxus. I am the older brother. And, myself and Arolas haven't seen each other in a while because we've both been looking for what happened to our dad. Because he went missing a while ago, so we were trying to find him. And well, he might be here. That's the only place
Yeah.
that neither of us have looked. But, considering considering how the place is looking so far, it's not filling me with a lot of hope. And Aurelus gives a bit of mildly hostile side-eye to Meraxus. I do hope you're not insinuating that Father Dearest is dead. Isn't that right, Alec? He's definitely alive, isn't he?
You can't lose hope.
I mean, I wouldn't know, but I would hope so.
See, Meraxus? Never ever the pessimist.
At the point where you lose hope, they may as well be dead.
Hey, I'm just going off of logical deductions, alright? Anyway, I'm gonna punch and kick every single guard I see when I'm in there.
It's also possible that, like, he's been like traveling around, and you've been like, he's been like one step ahead of you each time.
See, I will go along that logic, but there's a spell called Discern Location that I've had many powerful spellcasters I've met on my travels look for him, and it all points to Tempeal.
Oh,
So I've been trying to search around the places where Tempeal drops people off at, and neither me or Aurelius have been very successful. Well, I wouldn't put it that way, but fine. Yes.
can we try the information thingy imager? Oh, it's too late for that now.
Yeah. um,
Aurelius looks over.
can
Oh,
I do? Oh, actually, before that. So, when did your dad go missing?
A while ago. I can't remember the exact date if I'm honest with you.
What was his name?
His name was Arjun.
Can I roll a history check to see if I can remember if there was anyone on the Magitech poisoning list under the name of Arjun?
Oh.
Roll a history check.
God, the news thing just decided to pop up. How dare?
Oh god, I know.
Did I see that list at any point?
No.
No,
No.
not the
It
Magitech
would have just
poisoning
been
list.
Luna and Kay. I rolled a 19.
There was a person on that list that was put as classified subject, but nothing more.
Classified subject.
There is no indication as to whether that's somebody that they were experimenting on when they found the Magitech poisoning was a thing, or whether that's somebody they don't want having on public record. Like, say, for example, I don't know, Juliana, or somebody similar to that.
A furry concubine to a
I mean,
higher person.
Juliana. Juliana was on the.
Yeah, I mean, it's
The
like an
list.
example, I suppose.
I mean, yeah.
My poor wording, sorry. Anyhow, it is end of session, so I shall have to conclude there.
Oh.
But I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.